The Neon Ghost Show.
Are you ready?
Awesome.
Hi, buddy.
Hey, dude.
So when I was at the shop Saturday, I know I saw one cool thing come across the desk. I'm curious if any other cool stuff came, but you were doing a live stream. I don't know what pack the dude pulled it out of, but it was a Joe DiMaggio and it had wood from the bat in it, I think.
Yeah, game use too, which is cool. Yeah, leaf product that they make. Leaf lumber is what it's called. So everything in there has to do with the bat relic or the bat. They do bat knobs, things of that nature. Yeah, Joe DiMaggio. It was so cool. It was three
Dude.
pieces of the bat. Yeah.
I was you had put that on the desk. I think you were helping a customer or something, and I took the kid over and I was like, "Hey, come here real quick." And the guy behind the counter was like, "Can I see this?" And he would hand to me, and I was like, "I'm like gingerly holding it because I know what it is." So I kept it in the box and I tilted it to the kid, and I was telling her, and then I was telling her who Joe DiMaggio was and like how old the pieces in this card are and what it means. And she was just like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, that's nuts."
Yeah. It is crazy too, like what they do. Like I enjoy the fact that we can get cards that are from, or with pieces of a bat from Joe DiMaggio, different players like that. But I'm also the individual who's like, dang, like, do we need to cut up baseball bats from these people? Like, these are also things that we'll never get back once they're all done, or once it's all done what they have in their inventory. Then like only people who are well off will have like a bat from Joe DiMaggio, and I get it, like the little splinter shavings that they're doing and stuff. They can make tens of thousands of cards with that. But yeah, I mean, like a bat knob. There's a bat knob from Babe Ruth in a Topps card. Like somebody cut the knob off of a Babe Ruth bat and put that in a card. Now, would I like to pull it? Yes.
Yeah,
Will I have the chance to pull it? No, because I'm not going to buy a couple $1,000 box with the chance to hit one specific card. That would just be phenomenal to hit.
Other than that, what else came across this weekend?
Trevor Lawrence out of 99 from Impeccable Football. It comes with one box in it, and that was out of 99 on card auto, 2 laundry tag and patch. And the patch is a triple colored, so it's the green, white, and black. So in the middle was a patch, and then the top was a piece of a laundry tag from like his jersey, and then the bottom was that as well. And it was just a beautiful card. It was just so smooth looking. That was probably the most fun card that when we opened up the box, the best card that came out of it. But we're excited. We have some card shows coming up. So getting a chance to be on Whatnot and opening up all these cards for these individuals again. Some of these dudes were actually going to be at the show hand delivering their cards to them for the first time, which is going to be a blast to meet customers like that there too.
So it's funny you just said Whatnot. Because I told you I would. I created a TikTok. You're the only one I follow on TikTok. And then there's can't remember what the black and gold cards, I think is their name. They're one of the eBay Live guys, I think was their name.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But I saw they have a Whatnot, and I saw you guys have a Whatnot. Bro, your boy's in trouble. I'm not kidding you when I tell you. I'm looking at Whatnot, and it's one of the reasons I got TikTok is because you're in the Great White North.
Yeah,
I love you, and we get to talk this. Like I don't get to be at the shop. Like I walked in, you were doing your live stream, and I'm not gonna walk up to you and interrupt while you're doing it. Though I wanted to. I wanted to sit there with you and interact. So that's why I was getting the TikTok. So when I know you're doing it, if I'm available, like I'll get in there. So I went down a Whatnot rabbit hole, my dude. I had the headphones in, everybody's asleep. I was on the couch, and then I realized it's 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And I didn't buy anything yet, but I was just looking at all the different channels and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But then I found, me, I found a couple wrestling ones and just interacting with people on there. It is legitimately what you're teaching me about the community. Mm-hmm. And then it's funny because when you log in, you can tell like if you're Whatnot and you saw the Neon Ghost show come up, you'd be like, oh, what's up, Robbie? What are you doing? Like you could just tell the people who they either do know the person or they know them from this, but then they have like their inside jokes from 3 days ago. And I'm like, what is going on here?
The community is wild, bro. Dude. Absolutely. We have that. We jump on Whatnot. We have our regulars that I'll never meet in person, but we have our little side things that we've talked about before. Like something pops up where we make a little joke about it. I might miss say something, and then that's just an ongoing joke. And we're building the community. And one thing, like Whatnot gets a really bad rap because there are a lot of scammers on there, and there's also a lot of kids. It's supposed to be 18 to be able to do it, but there are a lot of little kids that get on there and do this stuff. And if you open up a box of cards, now I'm different. I'm a card shop, so we see big cards hit all the time. But you got to imagine some of these guys on Whatnot, they open up the box and this kid is 12, 13 years old, and you pull out a $10,000 card. Their initial reaction is to, boop, cameras off, like I'm out. Like yep. I just got $10,000. And that's terrifying. So when I'm opening these boxes that are, I opened one up when you were there, or no, right before you got there, it was, $1,000 for an impeccable NFL box. That guy's trusting me that I'm going to open it, take care of his cards, put them all in sleeves, top loaders, ship them out to him, and make everything just beautiful. He's trusting us to do that. And that's where a lot of these guys who are really big is because like the community trusts them to do it. And because these people are using their hard-earned money on boxes that I'll never be able to open myself, even though I own a shop. I'm not opening up $1,000 football box. Yeah. That's crazy. I'll go spend $1,000 and buy that one card that I want, but I'm not trying to spend $1,000 and open up a box for it. Heck no.
The one thing for you, and I get it, what is there a time you do yours? Because like on the website, you have the events calendar, but then the live calendar, like there's nothing on there. Do you know, or is it just a field thing?
Yeah. So it's going to be more set. So it's tough, right? There's only two of us. I have a helper at the shop, and I like to go.
I met him. He was a cool dude. What was his name?
Bailey.
Shout out to Bailey. He was a cool dude.
Hashtag free Bailey is what his thing is. That, and that's the hashtag free Bailey started from one where I only had him doing the sleeving and top loading. And they're like, you got to free that man. You got to let him be on the live stream with you. And somebody put in the chat, hashtag free Bailey. It was awesome. I just kind of stuck. But for us, I like to go do other events and card shows and things like that. But I also enjoy being the personality with Rynos. And so for me, trying to schedule them super far out is the correct way to do business. But it's also tough for me to stick to that. If I have a meeting in the afternoon, or if I have something I need to go do, or we're busy in the shop, I opened up Rynos so I could be home with my family and and not working 80 hours a week and not be able to be home with them, put the kid to bed. Like last night, we freaking laid in bed and read a book for a little bit, and we scrolled through TikTok with funny dog videos. That was one of the best nights I've had in a very long time. It was just amazing, and that's what Rynos is giving me. So in order to be like saying we're going to be on live these days, I'm just not there yet, and I want to be there, and I want Bailey to be the guy that could do it. He just has to really like want to be on there, get that personality of every person that pops in you should be saying hello to. And it's a lot for one person to do alone. Yeah. So and for him and I to do it together, we're going to be there like till 11, 12 o'clock at night. Brother, I'm 44 years old. When that clock strikes 9, I'm dozing off. Koga fights at 10 o'clock. I don't want to talk to any of you people. Yeah. Like I'm trying to roll out of there.
I'm making notes while we're talking so I can come back to them. But because you were saying the thing of watching TikTok videos, it was a couple years ago. I got the kid hooked on. Remember when we were little, Mr. Bean and Super Dave?
Yeah.
So I was teaching her who they were, and she's loving it. We're watching those videos, and so then I was like, oh, let me show you the master, like where this came from. And so I remember what you just said, and it's one of those. To the kid, it's just hanging out with dad, but how in 20 years, you'll remember that one night laying in bed, watching dog videos. We laid in her bed and I taught her who Buster Keaton was.
Sick.
And we just went through, and then now we live in a day and age where there's YouTube videos of behind the scenes, how, he really did these stunts. Here's how he did this. And I, like you just said, like, I'll never forget her going, Dad, that house almost fell on him. How is he just standing there? And so then we went and found out like how they did this. Like those moments are awesome.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. That's what owning your own business or things like that. Like I now can appreciate so much more. Like before my daughter got sick, it was just about how much money can I make for my family to make sure they have money and they know that they're well taken care of that. Then it kind of clicked in my brain of like, wait a second, like they want me around. Like I am giving them more in life than just the money. So then I have to get kind of used to that. Like dad's around a lot more and going to events and doing things like that. Cause I thought if I can just send you to the Eras tour, you two are going to have a blast. Like they really wanted like me to be able to do their dancing, hanging around, trading bracelets, and I didn't get to go because in my brain, like, yo, like I'll work for it. Let's get you guys there, you know. But it's now where I'm able to do that. I want to hang out and do those types of things.
I think that's the dad in us, because same, like
Mm-hmm.
they, for Christmas, like I will buy them to go do something. Like I'll pay for it. But like,
Yep.
my job, like there's days I'm working 17 days straight. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care. The bills are paid. They get to go do something. Like Christmas right before, after COVID, when everything was normal, I got them these tickets to a lantern festival in Canada.
Oh
And
yeah.
so so I got the tickets to that, and they had to drive up there. But like I told mom, hey, all you gotta do is get a hotel. You guys are going to this. And same, like I'm glad they went. I'm glad they had a blast. But the kid was like, that would have been cool if you were there. So that's what rolled into every year since. During the summer, we do a dad-daughter trip. That's why we went to SummerSlam in Ohio. We went to California, where it's like just me and her. Nothing against mom. It's like, I want them. Go do everything. I'll pay for it. You guys happy. But there's
Yeah.
a specific time during the summer where it's just her and I go do something. So same. How old are yours?
Oh boy. She'll be 11 February 3rd. She's 10 currently. Then I have a 16-year-old and a 21-year-old.
Okay, so you'll get this more than I do. I have one of my, he used to be my boss. He's now moved up. He's a house manager. His kids are grown ass kids. They're just below us. They're in their almost 30s. But I was thinking about when we're in high school, the guys our age, our parents' friends, always told us, hey, enjoy this. When it's gone, you're going
Yeah.
on back. And we're in high school, we're like, fuck you, I want out, blah, blah, blah. Now that I'm 42 and I got a house and all stuff, like I'm like, man, all I had to do was go to school and do my homework. Rent, laundry, food, all that shit was paid. High school was amazing and it went too
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
I think the level up from that is when people tell you when your kids are little, hey, enjoy this. It goes by so fast. And you don't realize it in the moment until yours being older now. Mine just turned 13 the day before Halloween. And, there's times now like, we'll be wrestling. She does jujitsu, WWE, like we'll be wrestling and daddy's hands will graze things that daddy's hand doesn't want to graze, that
Yeah.
they weren't there, And so now this is uncomfortable, but I can't let her know this is uncomfortable because I want her,
Yeah.
to appreciate her own body and all that stuff. But my brain flashes to, dude, last month you were in a diaper crawling down the hallway. Like what
Yeah.
happened? So I think the enjoy high school, the level up from that is enjoy your kids when they're young, because once that's gone, it's gone.
Dude, so TikTok gets me in my feels sometimes. And they have this thing where you're always gonna have the last time for everything, right? Like the last time you picked up your kid, and I'm like, holy shit, like that is so true. Like, and then they did this TikTok trend where the little boy or girl, whatever, would be like, hey, they can be 9 or 10 or 11, 12, whatever it is. And they walk in front of the parents and say uppy, and you pick them up and you try to pick them up one time for it. And I'm like, holy crap. Like, thankfully, I'm strong enough to still pick my daughter up. But like my wife, like she's a struggle bus. She's 10 years old. She's a tall girl. I'm like, that's insane to me because I used to play, like I was Applejack. I was a little horse, pretend horse there. She'd ride around the house. We'd have a blast. Now I do that. Like my knees are snapping, my back hurts for a day, and like if I wanted to do that today, we'd still go play that game. And I'm like,
Oh,
there was a last time that I did that I didn't appreciate. I'm attempting to appreciate all those little things, which of course creates not spoiled. We don't call her spoiled, but a well taken care of child that sometimes thinks that the life is just kind of handed to her because, I mean, I want that.
dude, say we went to something downtown, I can't remember. And I always, especially in my day job and just being out in public, I hate when people have their kids in the strollers and they're in the way. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
disrespectfully, they may not realize it, but they're just in the way. Like, why are you in this crowd with like carry your kid? This is your kid. And
Right.
so I had instilled way before, like, fuck that stroller. We had the backpack thing where she sits
Yeah.
here, or like I'll just carry her. Like I don't care. And
Yeah.
then as she got older, well, then she's going on dad's shoulders. And
Yeah.
I know how to get their crowd. I do it for a profession when I need to. So like we'd be somewhere. Maybe we get separated. My wife will just like look up. There's her kid. She knows where we are.
Yep.
So month ago, 2 months ago, we were downtown doing something, and the kid said, "Dad, let me ride on your shoulders." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And my brain was like, "We used to do that all the time." So I put her on my shoulders. Bro, I got like a block in my knees and my back. I was like, "Fuck." But also like, I'm toughing through this for her moment.
100%.
And we got to the car, put her on the trunk. She gets down, she's getting in the car. My wife goes to get in the car, and she goes, and I'm leaning against the car. She goes, "You good?" I was like, "I will be. Give me a minute." Dude, my back was on fire.
When that shoulder blade starts hurting, you're
Oh,
like,
dude.
"Hey, yo, how is this hurting right now?"
But the
Same
kid has the
exact
moment
thing.
of being 13, dad's cruising the streets of Seattle with her on her shoulder. Worth it. Totally worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's my wife Melissa always trying to tell her, like, "Hey, dad can't handle that like you," because she does. She flies in and jumps off the bed onto my back, still everything, and I whimper. I mean, not in front of her too much, but
Oh, yeah.
you know, when she gets up, she leaves the room. She's like, "Okay," and I just lay there for an extra few minutes. I'm like, I can feel my toes, my fingers are wiggling. All right, I'm good.
I'll never,
Yeah.
so her being a little girl, I want her to take care of herself, but also I think everyone should know just a little bit of jiu-jitsu just to defend yourself
Mm-hmm.
if you need to. So I've been teaching her forever. And I'll never forget the first time I was sitting in front of the TV playing video games, and I could see her sneaking up behind me. She's going to do something. Okay, cool. She gets the arm in, gets her hooks around me, and I'm thinking, oh,
Yeah.
cool. It didn't dawn on me. Her little bony arms, and it hit, and she pulled back. Bro, I coughed, I tapped. I was like, bro, you got me. And she's laughing. She's like, I looked at mom, and mom's smiling. It's like, no, hey, she got me. Like I would have
Yeah.
went out. Like it hit the spot. Like, holy shit.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm right there. I'm right
Uh,
there, man. That's
you said the
hilarious.
free Bailey thing. Do you remember? God, I don't remember how long ago this was, but it was years ago when Chael Sonnen had got in. Can't remember if it was PD trouble or if it was like actual law trouble, but he got in trouble, and there was a hashtag going around social media that was free Sonnen.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever my birthday for around that year, my sister-in-law legit made me a hoodie that's black, and the back says Team Sonnen, and the front says hashtag free Sonnen.
That's
And I still
awesome.
have it. I still wear it to this day. And now I'm at a, people will be like, "Hey, what does this mean?" Like, hey, if you don't know, you don't know. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
freaking
no,
great.
that's yeah, I've only got in some trouble a couple times.
A
He
little
beat
bit.
up all those people in the hotel.
Yep.
Now that he tells the story, now that it's all like statute of limitations are done and everything, he's like, "Oh yeah, no." He's like, you just don't talk shit to my wife.
Yeah.
Don't act like that."
Mm-mm.
He's like, "Yeah, I'm a professional fighter. I'm gonna beat all three of you up." Like, oh,
So when I trained with, they were up in Edmonds. He was training for his first, was it Polaris? It was one of his first grappling tournaments. And he was training at the GB in Seattle. Closed training session, all this, but I'm grandfathered in enough that some people are like, "Hey man, this is happening. Like you guys want to come? We're allowed to. Don't make it a big deal, but okay, cool." And so they did a in-house event, and so like we all were there just training, doing jiu-jitsu anyway. And then he comes in. Miss Brittany was there with him at the time. He's hanging out with us. He's over there working on his stuff. Well, then when it was over, he's taking photos, and I'm not kidding you. Everyone in line is doing the thing with him. So I said, "Dude, you think I can ask if he'll stand like his face off?" And my buddy was like, "Dude, ask him." I was like, "All right, cool." Get up there. Mr. Saunders next to me. "Hey, can we take a photo of us facing off?" He goes, "Oh, sure." Yeah, hold on one sec. He turns around, his wife's standing there. He turns around, he takes a sip of Coke, and I'm already like this, thinking, when that dude turned around, there was a little bit of pee in my gi.
yeah,
His
he was.
face, like, and then they take the photo, and I was like, "Thanks, man." He dead ass goes, "You a little nervous, weren't you?" And I was like, "Yes." He just starts laughing.
Yeah,
I saw the photo.
yeah.
I'll send it to you when I find it. I saw the photo, but I'll never forget. I thought he was going to turn around. I thought that man was going to kill me.
No, it was game time.
Yep.
He was showing that he was ready for war.
Yep. Bringing it back to one, I should have wrote their name down. There's this girl. She does hers of all the ones I watched today. It was super cool. It was a wrestling one, and she puts, you know how the whatnot looks with the cameras and stuff. Rather than running every card, she'll put the card that she has, and if you want her to run it, you put a Y, then she'll run it. If you don't, she'll put it over here. If you want her to stack it in your pile, you put an S, stack in your pile. And she was blowing through cards. It was great. But the best, most entertaining to me is I don't think she knows what wrestling is because she would say uh Bianca Blair,
Yeah.
Solo Sicko, but it was funny hearing her pronounce them. But or she'd be like, "Wait, I know this guy. Isn't this The Rock's dad?" Like, oh, there were so many. I was dying laughing, and then there'd be people like me on there that would be like, "Hey, that's actually someone important." And there she'd be like, "Oh, thanks," or
Yeah.
she'd pull a card and she'd be like, "Oh, blah 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 told me the last show who this is." I was like, "This is amazing!" Like I'm telling you, 3 in the morning I was up watching Whatnot, and like I'm watching TV. Like it was so amazing.
Oh, rabbit hole, man. You can go down and just see some crazy stuff on there. Absolutely. I enjoy it.
Yep. Okay, I got to show you the 2 cards I found this weekend. This one I'm psyched for. It's 2024 headliners, gold refractor numbered. Yuri,
Oh, nice little Yuri Prohaska.
right?
There we go.
I'm like, come on, man, I need you to get on that upswing now. I got that card
Yeah.
numbered. Let's get that upswing. That's freaking
Number
dope.
to 50.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
See if he gets back in the title picture again.
Bro, this one. This one's going in the collection. Never seeing the light of day until I'm around you and you're like, let me see that card. It's Tops 2015 auto Dolph Ziggler, baby.
Oh, that's a young Ziggler. That's on card auto too.
Yep. Isn't
Holy
that dope?
cow.
That's
That
going with
is
the
so cool.
Cerrones and the ones that like, hey, I'm not selling those. That's going with those. That's amazing.
That's a fun one.
Isn't
Did you
that
get
fun
that
to
at
get?
DJ's?
What? No,
Did you get that one?
uh one of the eBay ones.
Oh, gotcha.
One of
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look them. I think they're called black and gold,
On
but
eBay
there's
Live?
yeah, it's an eBay live
Yeah.
and they do there's black and gold and they have their different guys. And there's one guy, I think his name's Jeff. He's a bigger dude. It was Thanksgiving night, maybe night before Thanksgiving or Christmas. I can't remember. But he was legit doing it was when I stumbled on a show in all nighter, and the dude was going until 6 in the morning, and like I was watching like 8 at night and stuff. But he was, they do all kinds of cards. This was when I
Yeah.
asked you like, how the fuck are these guys making money? Like, what are they doing here? But he was very like, I was like, I mean, you got any golf cards or UFC or WWE cards? And he was like, yeah, I got you. Hold on. He pulled it out, and then he'd be doing something, and you know how it's green screen, and you'll hear him digging through stuff. Well, then all of a sudden he'd go, "Hey, is my WWE guy still here?" And then I hit him up and be like, "Yeah." He go, I got, hold on, man." So then he would pull something out and show it to me, and I was like, "Oh, here we go." So that's where I got that, and
That's
I,
rad.
yeah, I'm like, that card's amazing. That's my going in. That's going in the personal box.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
like that one. I liked I mean, I like Dolph anyways.
yeah,
But
yep. So now that we're at WW, I sent you the list of questions. Look at
yeah.
this is how nerd and serious I got after our talk of actually doing this, bro. I made notes.
You got prepared. I know. I made
Prepared.
notes on my phone. I'm staring at. I looked down on my. I kept highlighting pages. I was talking to my wife. We got back from Costco this morning. I was like, "Oh, that's right. I need to go update my notes again." And she's like, "Notes?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "We have a podcast to talk about wrestling."
Same,
She's like, "You're
same.
such a
I made
nerd." I'm like, "I
I made
know."
them
I'm
in
so
my
excited.
phone, and then this
Yeah.
morning I transcribed them so I could print them out. And then as I was doing that, I was like, "Wait, is that my answer? Because what else is there?" And then I went and looked. I was like, "No, okay. Oh no, shit, I forgot about this." Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Did the same. Did the same exact thing. I
So
changed it. I changed my stuff a couple times.
a couple times, right? And I
I
liked in
did.
our last one, I really, really liked. We're both like my friend Valente at work. I told you he was arguing. He argued your side of he made Jesus was not a main event. Robbie, calm down. He said he really liked that your number one was my number two, or vice versa. It
Yeah.
wasn't, except for apparently your thing against Jey Uso. Neither one of us
Yeah.
were way off. We both were like, "Oh, yep, that's on my list too." He said, "You could tell like you guys are nerds like us because you named one." He was like, "Oh yeah, I had that for two. Here's my one," and
Yeah.
then you'd be like, "Oh, that was my number two." So I thought that
Yeah.
was cool. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're not too far off on these.
Well, we're about to
I
find
was,
out how
I was
far
gonna
off
say
we
these
are.
one this week's might be a little bit interesting. But I don't know because I did some cool deep diving. I went back watched some YouTube videos and because I enjoy this and we get to communicate and talk like this and people are listening to it. So I think I understand. I remember the matches or I remember who the certain people are. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go look again just to
Yep.
make absolute sure. And then I get stuck in the rabbit hole with it where I'm watching, the first Monday Night Raw that you're sending me and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to go back to see Mr. Perfect put through the window by Diesel again. I got to go check that out. Yeah.
Dude, when we were in the pandemic, I started Raw season 1, episode 1.
Yeah.
I just started watching them all. And those same feels of like, I remember being in my bedroom and this happened, or
Yeah.
oh, I remember when we got to this pay-per-view and like everyone came over and it was Doritos and Pepsi and let's go. Like it's so fun going back sometimes.
I agree. Absolutely.
All right. So the first question was the best general manager.
Okay, so I went all over with this one with it. The best general manager that I personally think is Paul Heyman. I settled on Paul Heyman. Obviously multiple reasons with it. The guy has transcended across the timeline of what he's been able to do from ECW to WWE with it, and from each the wise man, everything with it. It was tough for me because I also really liked Eric Bischoff. So like he was another one that was really big for me because he's such a critical character person inside wrestling world. I had to settle on Paul Heyman, just because what he brings as when he was general manager and like what he means to the WWE as Paul Heyman.
Yeah,
like there's so many storylines and so many people that would not be who they are without that man. And that's the bottom line. Like Teddy Long could be out there, and like Teddy Long was dope and he was fun to watch, but like there's not a memorable thing that happened with him to me that would create that kind of general manager. Like, oh, that makes sense. But Eric Bischoff, I can name the feuds that they started up because of him being a general manager.
So same, except for different. But I had Paul Heyman for all the things you just said, ECW, like all the things. And then I had Eric at number 2, simply because when he was in WCW, talking shit to W. McMahon, and then when he showed up that first time, there was no chance we saw that coming. He showed up and was like,
No.
wait, what? And then the feuds he did there. But my number 1 was when they did the anonymous GM, and it was a laptop. Remember that? It was a laptop that would just make noise, and Michael Cole would have to get up, open the laptop, and then read. The anonymous general manager says,
"Oh my god, I do remember that.
My favorite." So,
holy gosh.
So,
that's
half-assed internet research. Doing the laptop went for a full year. It went from June 2010 to July 2011. June 21st, 2010. After Vince McMahon removed Bret Hart from the position of general manager, messages would be delivered via flashing lights and an instant messenger sound. Michael Cole would read emails on his laptop or his iPad to determine matches or what was going on. The position lasted continuously over a year until July 18th, 2011, when Triple H took over the position as COO. It then was briefly brought back in 2012 and 2014.
Mm-hmm.
There's little side note things that say the role of anonymous GM simply means that whoever is serving the post is not named, and there's no guarantee that it's a single individual. During some shows, the anonymous GM would include well-known catchphrases of various prominent WWE figures as a tease at various people who might be the identity. For example, when confronting Chris Jericho in 2010, the GM used the catchphrase, "No chance in hell," which was Vince McMahon's theme song. Another reference had teased Steve Austin, and that's the bottom line, as well as the other as well as another catchphrase.
Yep.
That's my.
Oh man, those certain things that I block out in my brain. I do remember that now. I do remember that. I was like, you guys, what are we doing?
But see, that's why it's my number 1, because it was like why are we doing this with a laptop? And there was sometimes like it would go off. I remember the crowd would get fucking mad, and Michael Cole would have to be like, guys, I'm just doing my job. What do you want me to do? I'm just reading it. Like, so that's why it's my number 1, because like it was a thing for a minute. Like it was always when the fucking lights were that was why it was my number 1.
Yeah, and Michael Cole's a goat. That guy can turn lemons into lemonade. The guy's insane.
It's Jim Ross and him.
Yeah. Bro. Yeah. Jim Ross and the King, when they're on there together,
always
such a special time.
Yep.
Yeah.
What did I think of? What was the next? Oh, the next one was your favorite pay-per-view that wasn't SummerSlam, Mania, or the Rumble.
Okay. Okay, this is dope because I got to go back and rewatch the stuff again with it. Clash at the Castle. Okay, reason being, 2022 they did Clash at the Castle. The crowd sang every song. They were intense. Like you felt like you were there being in your house with how they did that. What the build up to it was like Mania in a different country. It was incredible when they did that. And that was, I mean, it was insane. Like the crowd that's over there in the European countries really make those pay-per-views feel special. That to me was the best because of the interactions they had and the storyline at that time that was going on with it as well was incredibly sick. But I mean, that's what I want. This the crowd made it for me. Truthfully, did.
That's fair. Mine it was originally titled Taboo Tuesday. It changed to Cyber Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And it was when, who knows how real it was, but the fans got to interact, and they would, throughout the month on Raw, they would say, we vote for, it was text message, phone calls, and emails of, we got to vote for what matches happened.
Yeah.
And the first one was in 2004, and the fans voted for Randy Orton versus Ric Flair in a steel cage match.
Yeah.
The next one in 05, the fans voted for, like, these get nuts. And same thing. I was like, wait, this happened? So I had to go back and rewatch. The second one in 05 was Cena as the champ versus Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels in a triple threat match. The next one in 06 was King Booker as champ versus WWE champ John Cena and ECW champ Big Show in a champion versus champions triple threat for the world title match. And then the fourth one was Batista as champ versus The Undertaker for the world title with Steve Austin as the guest referee.
Yeah.
I liked it. Again, was that already planned out to be doing that? Or did they really go, hey, we're going to go one of these three ways. Let's put it out to the fans and that'll continue the stories. To me, like, how did that really work? Like, they're doing Unreal and stuff now. I would like to see, how did that really go? Were you doing this anyway and you just said that's what the fans voted for? Or did we really change the story voting that way?
I would love to think that we changed the story voting 100%. That way, just because love to do that nowadays. How they kind of pivot when the crowds get pissy at something and they kind of pivot their ideas. I would like to think that we have something to do with that.
Do you think the R-Truth thing was real?
Yes.
Right?
100%.
Like but my brain goes, what? Who decided to cut him? Like, why would you even cut that guy? But then we made enough noise that they were like, fuck, we messed up.
Well, I mean, let's be real though, bro. Like, what does R-Truth bring to there? Like, what is he?
He's the comic relief.
He's a comic relief that's like 50-something years old, that he takes up a space when he comes out there and does his jokes of some really cool up and comers and some segments that can be utilized in different ways. For me, with him going the way he went out was more like, like, that's not okay. Like, give him like a Legends contract, have him pop back in every once in a while. He doesn't need to be wrestling, Ron Cena in there again, but I was bummed out the way that it happened, the timing that it happened. But I was okay with him not being in the WWE anymore. Because like the comic relief is fun. Him and The Miz had a fun tag team title run. But when he's not paired with somebody, like when he's doing the Judgment Day stuff, freaking hilarious. But if he's not paired with somebody, oh, bro, with the shirts, the Nintendo, like taking the systems, like everything, like always making fun of JD McDonough with his big head. Holy cow. Yeah. So anyways, that's, for Ron Cena, it was sad to see him go, but I was bummed out, wanted him back just for be treated the correct way, not just cut. Yeah.
But the fact that we were saying social media being in the arenas, like, people made enough noise that WWE did right.
Absolutely, they did.
Yeah. So the next one, I asked, who should be in the Hall of Fame that's not?
The next one you had wrestlers you didn't like.
That's right. Wait.
And now you like.
Wait. Where's my page for
that?
I
had my notes all lined up in here, man.
I thought I did. Oh, I do. It moved to the bottom, but okay, you're right. Wrestlers you didn't like when they showed up and now you've come around on. Who you got?
You go first. This time.
The Miz, hands down. When The Miz showed up and he was
I
the
know.
drunk guy from the MTV Real World, which I watched Real World. So when he showed up, I was like, really? Like, okay. For years, I was like, what are we doing? This is
Yeah.
dumb. I've now come full circle. Hall of Fame first ballot for the Miz.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
Did you not like him though on like that tough on like the building of like the wrestlers? Did you not want him to win that
No.
You didn't care about him at
But
all?
at the time, I think I was jaded because I didn't see, and this is why, like over time, I think it's the same way I feel with Logan Paul. When he
Mhm.
first showed up, and this fucking YouTube guy, get out of it. But you see, he puts in the work, he does the things. Oh, okay. So it wasn't social media as influential back then. So then when The Miz was on Tough, it was like, okay, you guys brought the MTV guy in. Like, I don't care. I
Sure.
watched this guy be drunk in the house doing drop kicks on a couch. Like, I don't care about this guy. So
Yeah.
no, then when he won, I was like, do we have a deal with MTV that's why he won? Like, what are we doing?
We
And then
actually got
he'd show
second
up
place,
and
right? Did that MMA guy win? That
what?
him and didn't the MMA guy win? And then he had a couple of
Yes.
matches. He tried to
Yes.
fight like Kurt Angle and all those guys.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
and
so
then the
that's why,
Miz lost.
and it was like,
I know. Yeah,
it
you
now
are
has
right.
come, even when he won his first championship, I was like, no, like, what are we doing? It has
Yeah.
now come full circle that, like, when he's there, like, I'm watching first ballot Hall of Famer, let's go.
Well, it's weird that you say it because during my research, I was watching one of his matches when he fought John Cena for the title when he got the concussion,
Yeah.
and he was like, he didn't remember like any part of the match. He's like, did I mess up? Like, is everything okay? And they're like, it was phenomenal. It was a great match. Yeah, I thought about that. So mine's Dominic Mysterio. Hated seeing him come out. I was like, this dude can't wrestle. Get on the coattail of his dad. They're trying to really push the tag team thing with them. And it was all during COVID stuff where the fans weren't really there. I didn't care about him at all. Now, bro, one of the best heels when he was talking, everybody was screaming over him. That entire thing, one of the coolest things. And you can see he excelled so much that he became bigger than the Judgment Day. He became the next superstar, and that for me was showing like how far he's come. That they trust him to hold a title in the Mexican League, and a title for the WWE, and he's a face of that other organization right now as well with it. With all those luchadors, he's up there. He really put in the time, and he stepped out of his dad's shadow. That was a big deal for me. But I disliked they shoved him down our throat during COVID. I feel like they were really, really pushing it.
See, I'm not sold on him yet.
Yeah.
I respect him more than I respect Gunther. No shade on Gunther, but we've had the Gunther talk. I feel that
Yeah.
way with Mysterio. Will I eventually turn the corner and come around? Potentially. But as of right now, like basically all the things you said, but also it's what we talked about last episode. And for me, I don't think he's had that moment in a match yet. In the
Mm-hmm.
Judgment Day, in a solo thing, the him and Liv stuff. Remember when he would like walk out of his locker room and he'd be doing an interview and then they'd have her like come out in the background? Like
Yeah.
the stuff they do with him creatively is great. Him in the ring, I'm not sold on yet.
You say that like the thing like the storyline stuff with it, actors wise, like that dude's believable. Like
Yes.
when like the live stuff and everything he's doing, the uncomfortable feeling like he was portraying with it, I had me
Yeah.
believing the whole time. I'm like, oh, he wants mommy. Obviously, Rhea Ripley and them, and then that whole thing that happened with it. That was the exciting. That was the part where I was like, oh, dude, this
And
guy's
then
good.
the other part for me, and that was, didn't this dude just get like married a month ago and not to either of these girls? And so he's got to go home to his wife and be like, no, honey, okay, yes, the hot blonde is jumping on me in front of 20,000 people and sticking her tongue down my throat. But I promise, like, it's just
Right,
work, which it is. That's how they do this. But also, as a man, that's an uncomfortable situation to come home to at night.
right, yeah. And Rhea Ripley, the super pretty hot goth girl, like I have no feelings for. I work with her every single night, and
Yeah,
she's,
right.
I
Right.
have zero feelings. Promise you. Yeah,
Promise. Yeah. Mm-mm. That's where I was like, man. And but how you said he does a good job of looking uncomfortable, or it is acting, but you could see his character really likes this one or also likes that one. Like that was all believable. But then you think of the acting, the story, like all the behind the scenes, and Rhea's married to Buddy Matthews.
yes,
Buddy Matthews would fuck Mysterio up in real life in 30
Kill him.
seconds.
Kill
So you
him.
also have to play with this. Hey, sorry, I just slapped your ass wife in front of
Yeah.
20,000 people on live TV, man. Please don't break my heart. Like there's so many
Yeah.
things. That's why I respect. That's why he's levels above a guy like Gunther, things like that.
Yeah.
But just
Yeah.
in ring, I'm not sold yet.
Yeah. Okay. I respect and get that one.
Okay. The worst wrestler you never cared about and you still give two fucks about.
Easy. Goldberg.
Boom, we matched.
Don't give
There it is.
two
There it
shits
is.
about that guy. I'm doing the research with this, and I was like, I read the question, like Goldberg. Like I don't care about the guy who injures all these people. Don't care about his streak. I was nothing. Every time they bring him to WWE and they had him beat the Fiend, they had him take the belt off these guys. Like, I never cared about this. All Seth Rollins, like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing?
So tell me if you
I
did
didn't
this.
get the aura of it. I didn't understand it.
The same to what you just said. Like when I made the question, I was like, oh, the answer is Goldberg.
Yeah.
To the point, like I then went, wait, is it Goldberg? Could there be some? I could not find anybody else that was like, I'm trying to not have it be Goldberg. Nope, we're done. The only thing creatively that I gave Goldberg was when they were doing the him and Bret Hart angle and he speared Bret and Bret had the steel plate on.
Sure.
That was gangster. Like seeing that was gangster.
Other he probably had nothing to do with that, though. Goldberg probably had nothing to do with that.
Yes. But other than that one moment,
yeah,
I can't think of another oh shit Goldberg moment other than him kicking Bret and how that happened. But that was a gangster move creatively to see this dude spearing everybody's jacking Bret up, and Bret Hart's a legend. Like same talk we have. Like Bret Hart can be Michael Jordan rule. No one's going to argue that. So when they were going at it, it was like, okay, we'll see. And when that happened, I was like, okay, well, that's kind of cool. He had the steel plate on. Other than that moment, Goldberg has nothing. Why? Like, what contract respect? Why does this dude keep having to go to Saudi? Remember when it was him and the Undertaker? Dude almost killed the Undertaker. They were so gassed.
Yeah.
What? We don't have to keep bringing this guy back. Nobody wanted this guy.
No, they bring him back like he's Brock Lesnar. He's not Brock Lesnar. He's not that level of Brock Lesnar. Mm-hmm. And then like the fact that they're gonna do like, then they tried to do a him and Gunther fight or match for his retirement match. I'm like, what are we doing? Yeah, like, what are we doing here? Like, at the beginning of it, messing with this kid, okay, but to make like that his final match, like, no, thank you, no.
And then
now that even pisses me off more, realizing that he did Cena and Goldberg the same way. I'm like, obnoxious.
But what you said, okay, if you're bringing him back, okay, why is he in the title picture when it bugs the ever living hell out of me, as I'm sure it does you, when Brock has the title, but Brock's not there every Monday. When they did it with the trap, it made sense, but when the champ's not there every week, and maybe there are some guys 2 weeks they're not there, but when they don't show up for like 3 months, like, come on. So we're bringing Goldberg back when we know this motherfucker isn't showing up on Monday night. Like, why are we giving him the title? What are we doing? It bugged the hell out of me. It still does now. Trash.
Me too.
Trash.
Yeah, I'm reamped back up again. Garbage.
Yep. All right, now we're at the Hall of Fame. Who's not in and who should be? Doing this research, I was shocked to find out my top 3 that I assumed they were in, and the fact that they're not, I was like, hold on. 2 of them make sense. The third one does not to me. So who's your number 3 that's not in yet?
King Kong Bundy. I had his action figure. King Kong Bundy is not in the Hall of Fame. King Kong Bundy was massive back then with Big John Studd and all these guys that are in the damn Coco Beware. All these guys that are in the Hall of Fame. King Kong Bundy is not in the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Mind blown that he's not in the Hall of Fame. I'm looking at the Hall of Fame list and I'm going through and I'm thinking back in my childhood and the matches that I really enjoyed watching and like who was kind of those bigger than life characters that I could see in there. Maybe not the first year that they're allowed to. This man's not in the Hall of Fame.
Wow. See, so my number 3 generation just after him, though same, was Sid Vicious, Psycho Sid, Sid Justice, whatever name you want to call him. Again, research. Did you know he was from Moses Lake?
Yep.
I
Yep,
didn't know this until
he's a softball world champion. Played in Las Vegas. I actually watched him play softball in Las Vegas when I was out there. One of the times for a managers meeting, they had a big ass like softball tournament, and Sid Vicious was out there playing. Yep.
nice, nice. So I didn't know he's from Moses Lake. He wrestled Hogan at WrestleMania 8. He was a two-time, this is the one that fucking bugs me. He's a two-time WWF World Champ. He took the title off Shawn in 96. He then took the title off Brett in 97, meaning both those guys were red hot at the time, and he took the title, and he's still not in the Hall of Fame. What are we
Yeah.
doing?
He didn't play the political games. There's a whole backstory with him with that. He didn't play those games. He wasn't always like he was older when he started as well, so he didn't have this crazy long career. One of the most memorable characters though, man, Sid Vicious. WWE WCW was his like peak. You know, WWE came over. He was very popular at WWE, but as soon as he came in, I felt like he left. And I think that's where a lot of people's issues with it. He didn't have this crazy long run like some of these other guys did, but the run that he had was very impactful. Like you said, he took the title off Shawn Michaels. Well, the '90s were Shawn Michaels. Like that. That's all there is to it. You know. Yeah. No, I agree. Sid Vicious should be in there, and I
But
don't
here's
think he
my,
ever will be.
I think he goes this year because he just passed last year. I think he goes in this year. But
Oh, shit,
to
that's right.
to your thing that you just said, the political games, things like that. Here's my argument to that. Name someone that did worse than the Ultimate Warrior, and he's in. So I think Sid
He's in.
Vicious deserves it.
Yeah, but he's in because he's a an icon in the way that when you think of WWE, when you think of wrestling, like in our age,
Yes,
our age group, we think of Hogan, we think of Warrior, we think of Bret Hart. Like our mind goes to those characters.
that's fair.
So like no, it didn't. I mean, yeah, it took a while for the Warrior to be coming back around when it could have been much earlier that he could have been able to appreciate it, not get it, and then die 2 days later, whatever it
Jesus,
was. I
Jesus.
mean, yeah,
But so that's where, and I think with McMahon being gone, I think we're of a time. I think especially, unfortunately, him passing. I think he goes in this year. I think for diehard fans like you and myself, is he going in because he died? Or if that dude was still alive today, would he be on that stage? You'd still put him in because out of respect, he should already been in. So if he was still alive, he should be going in. But either way, he deserves to be in there.
he does. I agree.
All right, who's your
I
number
agree.
two?
Who's your number two?
The mine's sad. Owen Hart.
Okay.
He's not in. He deserves to be in. Half-ass internet research. They want to put him in. His wife blames the WWE for his death and all that, and so she refuses to let them use his name, have any recognition, make any money off of it. My brain, I understand for the wife, the family, like I get it all. Do you know what that would mean for us wrestling fans? You and me have been diehards since we were this big. The fact he wasn't in, okay, pissed me off. The wife's situation, okay, I could see why, but how she hasn't, or Brett hasn't, someone hasn't talked to him and been like, hey, fuck the WWE, fuck all that. It means something for his fans, his legacy, the guys that remember him when he was the Blue Blazer, when he was just Bret Hart's little brother, when he came out carrying his two slammies and I'm not a nugget, like us
Yeah.
fans. That
Yeah.
dude needs to be in the Hall of Fame. I respect his wife. I get what her point is, but also step out of the way and let that man's legacy go into the Hall of Fame.
No, I agree. He was my number one.
He's
He
number
was
one.
he was my number one. Every year I wait for them to announce it. And again, similar with you, I appreciate and understand where his wife's coming from. Hearing Mark Henry talk about it, hearing a lot of these guys who are close to the Hart family, who still speak to his wife, like I get it, but the same point that you just made, it would be big for the fans. It would be big, and again, making the money off of his name and things like that. Like I get it, but man, like after all these years, people still talk about him. That's big. Like let's let him get into the Hall of Fame and get his jacket, get his coat. Like
Yeah.
I don't get his place in the Hall of Fame, even though he's already there to a lot of us. We look at it, he's already in the Hall of Fame. Let's get that on paper. Like, I mean, and again, I respect it, and I can't speak of anything else with that with his wife, but I get it. But at the same time, I want my cake and eat it too. I
Yep.
want him in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, so who's your number two if that was number one?
Bro, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, Bam Bam Bigelow. One of
There's
my
no
favorite
way
wrestlers
he's not in.
of all time. Bam Bam Bigelow is not in the Hall of Fame.
No way.
I just got goosebumps again.
Oh
I,
my
I
God.
one of my favorite dude. Yes, no, he's not in the Hall of Fame. It is so frustrating.
He
Yeah,
was at a time, he showed you weight and size really don't matter.
a moonsault. Who's doing moonsaults at
Just
that
the
big at
quickness.
400 pounds?
And I can't remember, it was one of the WrestleManias, but when he was in there with Lawrence Taylor, hold on.
Yes,
That dude's
yes.
murdering linebackers, and this dude's holding his own. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know he
And
wasn't
Major
in.
Payne, he's in with Damon Wayans, and
Yep.
he's in the movie Major Payne. Like, so
Dude, I still quote that
some.
movie all the time. Mr. Pusha.
I
love that movie.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not in there. Like, the flying headbutt was so dope that Chris Benoit stole from him, but it was just the flames on his head.
I was gonna say he was the first
everything.
dude that you were legit like, this dude tattooed. Okay, this is a tough dude. His whole head is tattooed. Hold on.
Yeah. And then you hear like the stories of them like all driving to places and like how he was behind the scenes. And I don't know how he's, oh shit, there's a big ass deer in my front yard right now.
Nice.
I don't know how he's not in the Hall of Fame. I don't get it at all.
Mine blew my mind. This dude's not in the Hall of Fame. Batista's not in the Hall of Fame. They
Not
announced
yet.
him. They announced him in 2020. COVID happened. We're how long past that, and we still haven't put him in?
Yeah. I thought they were gonna do it when he came back and had the match with Triple H.
Yeah, I thought that was. I literally thought that's what we were leading to.
Right. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I thought we were gonna be doing that. I did not realize that Batista wasn't in it because I thought when they announced it, I thought he was already in.
Yeah.
So
But
he's not in?
No, they didn't, because they made the announcements. COVID happened, the shutdown, so they essentially canceled it all. Like, they didn't do a virtual one. They kind of just put it on hold, skipped to the next year, and so he's officially not in. He has the announcement, he should be in. Half-assed internet research, he acknowledges that, but he also wants to wait when, he's doing movies, he's doing Batista shit. Sure. He wants to be able to be there, enjoy it, and all that stuff. And I guess timing's not right or whatnot. But because of COVID, he technically is not on the plaque and on the wall.
Holy crap! I had no idea. Yeah, I thought for sure Batista was already in there. Huh? Interesting.
So here's the big one. We can agree there needs to be a physical Hall of Fame that we can go to. You have all the shit. You have the warehouse. There's not a building or a museum of a WWE Hall of Fame. There's not one yet, let's say. Yeah. I was thinking it'd be cool if they made one when I was in Cleveland, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Sure.
I'm there for SummerSlam, so like we went to that. I think if they put it somewhere and made it a destination thing, I also think it'd be cool if they made like 3 of them. I could see the argument for putting one in Vegas now because the headquarters is there and all that. Okay, so put one there. Put one in New York because Madison Square Garden tie-in is all history. Mm-hmm. And then you could put a third in Florida or Connecticut because the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is in Ohio. Like, why? Like, that's Ohio. Like, so if you put one in Connecticut, dorks like you and me, guess we're taking a family trip to Connecticut because I want to go to this. Yeah, and so if you had 3 of them, it could be a destination thing of you want to hit all 3 of them sometime in your life to see all the stuff.
Oh, I absolutely agree. Yeah, well, because I've watched that A&E show where they go and try to go find all the stuff from
the vault thing.
Yeah,
I know you watched Unreal.
Yeah.
What side are you on of it? You like it? You don't like it because it shows too much? How do you feel about it?
I flipping love it.
I do too.
I flipping love it. I love feeling like when I'm right, when I'm like, no, like that, certain things behind the scenes where I'm trying to, what would I do if I'm Triple H and I'm sitting in the room and I'm watching this, like I love it. I love the fact that they bring us into their world allows us, it allows me, first of all, I have a great imagination, but it allows me to really keep it, I can keep it separate. I'll keep it, but I love to see what they're doing and how the buildup was, what the communication was with it, who was all involved. When they walk through the matches, I love it, absolutely love it. I know people like Paul Heyman hate it with a passion because that's not the way that they were brought up into the industry. I can respect and understand that. Don't care. I flip and love it.
That's what. So same. I respect the kayfabe. I get all of it,
Mm-hmm.
but I think the tide's turning of old dorks like you and me.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we had access to stuff like that, like way back when, like the Bret Hart doc, Wrestling with Shadows,
Yeah.
when they show all the behind the scenes stuff going on, and then that happened to also coincide with the Montreal Screwjob, and we got to see all of it in the documentary. That blew my mind at the time. So throughout history, if we would have been able to see that, it would not change my love or aspect on this sport. I think the people who do have that argument, okay, then don't watch Unreal. You
Sure.
don't have to watch it. That's fine. Dudes like you and me, I want to watch it. It's cool as hell. I like seeing the whiteboard behind them and they're paving this way, or when they're around the table and someone throws a name out and someone's like, wait, what? And they got to argue the case. Like, it's dope.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think that's how to see how storylines are created and to see like the what could have happened as well if they went a different direction. Like I think that that's fantastic. I think that that has to happen with a lot of it nowadays, and people can separate the two. They're just choosing to be sticklers about it. Like you can separate it when they're coming out, and you're telling me that they're setting up like a Stone Cold match, but when his glass breaks, you're not going to be like, "Oh, that's Stone Cold Steve Austin." Like,
100%.
yes, bro,
Or
get
like,
out of here.
I won't argue, like the kid, we were talking this weekend and she didn't realize I'm not a Cody fan. She's like, what,
Mm-hmm.
Dad? Every time it comes on, like you sing the song. I'm like, yeah, hold on. The song's catchy and it's good. And
Super
his
catchy.
entrances are flamboyant and they're awesome. And so I had to explain to her his in-ring stuff. And then it's cool because like me teaching her like what I'm looking for, you could see her go, oh, okay, you have a point. But she thought like I got his action figures and stuff. I'm like, that will never happen. But he's got a good song and his entrances are cool. So like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the little kid in me does like, whoa, okay, cool. Like, yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
No, I absolutely agree. I'm glad he got beat for the title. I think we talked about that
Oh
last
my
week.
God. Yeah, we
I
got
was
to talk
glad.
about that. We got to
I was
talk about
glad how
that.
all that happened.
That was
Yeah,
on
yeah,
SmackDown. 3 Stages of Hell. It had been a long time since we saw a 3 Stages of Hell match.
yeah. And then going back and watching those, like I forgot who was all in those for a
Yeah.
second.
Yeah.
Like it took me back, and I'm glad. I'm glad the way it see. And again, seeing the behind the scenes, I'm excited to see the behind the scenes on why they chose to bring Fatu back and have him attack Cody and have him attack Drew. Like, are they going to turn Cody now? Like, what is their thought? Is this the time to do it? Because you can't wait forever and then have it like a John Cena where he's like this like baby face whole run, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, 25 years later, let's try to change him now to a heel once.
But
Like if
but
you're
then
gonna
the
do
Cena
it,
thing could happen where is it going to work if he's heel?
I think that Cody's a significantly better actor than John Cena is, unless we're talking about that show on that TV show that he does with the helmet, the
Yeah.
DC character guy.
Peacemaker.
Holy shit, that's funny.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
Peacemaker's flipping hilarious. So that's funny, but I also think that's like a John Cena in his brain too, because I think he's very controlling like that. But yeah, I think that would be fun to see like behind the scenes too of how that match came about.
I think so. Two things you just said. Cody turning heel, that could be the thing Cody, for me personally, that could be the thing Cody needs. Like, none of us wanted John Cena to turn heel. We waited for it for so long. We knew
Yeah.
it was coming for so, and then it never came. We were okay with it not coming. We didn't need
Mm-hmm.
it when it did, and then it fizzled out. And now it's like, the hell were we doing here? We didn't need that. With Cody, that could be the thing that pushes him over the edge for the people who are sick of him already. He could go on to be a great heel building off of the name he's made for himself now. He could potentially be a great heel. But I told you this when we were at your shop, and it's the foreshadowing and how you said on our last episode, getting into the storytelling. When they had the hooded guy first show up, I was like, what? Didn't we already? This is Austin Theory. What are we doing? And then it's Jacob. he attacks Drew. I was like, oh, okay. Then when he gets in the ring and he also attacks Cody, that's the storytelling I love, because now it's not, oh, he helped Cody, or oh, he helped Drew, or he hates Drew and that's why he screwed him. It's, we don't know why Jacob's here messing crap up.
Right.
But I think Drew, arguably, if you take Gunther out of it for the obvious reasons, Drew is a better heel than he is babyface. All the stuff he's was doing behind the scenes with
Social media stuff.
the general manager for SmackDown.
Yeah. Adam no,
No,
Adam
that
Cole's the
Adam
other
Pearce
one.
is Raw.
Adam Pearce, I'm sorry. Oh boy.
Yeah,
Yep.
other than me.
That guy.
We're disrespectful. Sorry, sir.
Horrible. Yeah.
But all the stuff they did, like, he's great. But so we don't know now, is Jacob also a heel? Because now if you turn Cody, now we have heel.
I just don't know if you can ever really say
Nick,
Drew
it's Nick
McIntyre's
something.
ever. Yeah, Nick Itis.
Nick Atlas, Nick Altus, Nick
Altus, something like that.
Something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Drew really ever a heel? Like, we cheer for the heel, right? Like, it's one of those weird blended, because like he's not obviously not a babyface like Cody, but we want the heel to win. When Drew's in the match, I want him to win, and I think him against Cody, I want him to beat Cody. In this one, they set this up with him taking the title home. That was what happened like Clash of the Castle, when I felt like he should have taken the belt off Roman Reigns. I felt like that should have been his time to do it. They set this up for him to win the belt right now. So like Nick Aldis, yeah, this is his name. But what I do feel, what my question was to you is going to be, is that, say Cody turns heel, who does he possibly have a rivalry with that it would make sense as a heel Cody? Like, he's not going to take the belt back off of Drew in their next match, but who do they actually have it so you can say, oh, I like a heel Cody. I can see this happen. He's going to screw somebody over. He's going to do something like that. I just don't know how they push him in that regard.
So your argument of we cheer the heel, now I'm going to throw at you. Did we ever cheer Gunther? Are we cheering Gunther now?
As a heel Gunther, when he was coming out with his buddy and
Imperium.
I cheered that. I thought that was fantastic. I thought that was great storytelling. I thought that was Gunther to me was one of the best like technical wrestlers out there that we have seen in a long time. That didn't have to do high flyers. They didn't have to do anything like that. He was just very pure good wrestler who went through a wicked body transformation and is just a good character. So I cheered for Gunther with a lot of his matches. I thought they were fantastic, and he was kind of like that on that streak, like that Goldberg-esque type streak, right? Where like nobody was beating Gunther. Like when he got in the ring, know that man was either power slamming you through the freaking mat or he's choking you out.
But there's a difference of he actually had an aura we felt he deserved that Goldberg.
Correct.
Yeah.
No.
But I again respect Drew. He would never be in my top 10. So like I don't care if he has a title or not.
No.
But so that's where what you're saying. If he goes heel, is Drew then become the babyface, or does Drew stay who he is, and like how are we blurring those lines? And then now we're bringing in Jacob. Like, how are we playing this out?
Right. I don't know like a babyface Drew McIntyre. That I don't see. I don't see that. And a babyface Jacob Fatu wouldn't work because his character as like that wolf character will forever be just a scary human. Mm-hmm. So like I don't see that either. Yeah. And then again, yeah, if you turn Cody right now, how do you have him feud with three heels fighting each other?
Yeah. That's where it's like, what? Okay, cool. But also, if they build to Jacob versus Drew for a title, do you think Jacob has reached a spot to have the title?
No, because I still think Jacob is a mid-carder. I still think Jacob is a United States champion, which was rad to have him as a United States champion, intercontinental. And I still have those separate too. I still think because of the age that we grew up in the era, that the IC belt is still above the United States Championship belt. I
100%.
still feel like that is a step above. So if you give him like the Intercontinental Championship, that puts him on a prestige list of people that have held that belt that'll help him grow more. Same thing, the Jey Uso conversation.
Why you gotta roll your eyes when you
mid
say it,
carder
man?
because I'm like, ugh, Jey Uso.
I feel
Yeah,
everything you're saying. I felt that way with Solo. Like they went way too fast. He's fighting Roman for a belt. Like, hold on, this dude has done nothing. I get why they're doing it, but also was like, there's other guys on those stars. Like, what are we doing? So that's where with Jacob, I get it, and that's cool. So maybe him and Cody feud for a little bit, and Drew does some other stuff. But like, Jacob doesn't need to be in the hunt for the title yet.
no,
Yeah,
no, because I think that the person that if Drew holds the belt, the person that wins the Royal Rumble chooses Drew, and that's how they get a new feud for whoever they're going to have win it, because that's how they can spark a new feud with it. And then you have the Seth Rollins, and then you have the CM Punk, but Seth can win the Elimination Chamber, and then go on to go fight him at WrestleMania. Like we could have those types of matches set up other ways, and they can have their own stuff. But again, that leaves Cody odd man out of what do you do with that guy then? A no belt Cody is a boring Cody, and I think they found that out very very quickly when he didn't have a belt. Besides whoa, like other than that, like what did we really want to talk about, right? Like
what do we really want to talk about?
yeah.
So what you just said did that creative thing that sparked me. When I was in the shop, I had told you, hey, you know one we forgot? Does Seth Rollins come back and win the Rumble? And we both agree, yeah, that could happen. And we know he's going to challenge CM Punk for that WrestleMania moment. We can also agree that doesn't need to happen. He can show up on the Monday before WrestleMania and say he's doing it. We believe it. If they do what you just said and Seth Rollins hits the chamber, remember CM Punk Rollins screwed CM Punk and Cena stomped him at the last. So that factors into it. So I'm saying you called that. Seth Rollins is winning the chamber so they can play off that storyline to do CM Punk at WrestleMania.
Yeah, because I don't think because one of my other favorite like pay-per-views with it has always been Money in the Bank, because I always felt like you never know who's going to win until Brock Lesnar went out there that one time, and I'm like, God dang it, you know. But like I've always enjoyed that to see what they're going to do with that. And Seth Rollins has obviously had some phenomenal cash-ins with that, but I really think winning the Chamber and having him going on to Mania, building up that whole storyline to it, give CM Punk his moment in the sun, because obviously he had the triple threat match, but he's never just main evented it as the champion. And I think that's been probably, I'm assuming, worked into the conversations with him and Paul Levesque, that they're going to actually allow him to do that, because how many more years does CM Punk really have in him? You can see him slow down mid-match now. Like all of a sudden these backdrops and stuff that he's doing are coming off like rolling off the guy instead of actually flipping. So he can't have too much more in him. Let's get the feud. Let's get that feud. Let's escalate it. Let's have some fun with it. I think it'd be good.
So if we know, because we're nerds like this, they plan storylines for WrestleMania out so far, knowing things can change. If we were booking Mania and we have Punk and Rollins, do we have Rollins go over or Punk go over? I think Rollins goes over.
Yeah. I think Rollins goes over. I think Rollins goes over again, just because I think that the timing wise, I don't know how much more CM Punk has. And I think there's other storylines that CM Punk can get involved with that really will be good. Here's the deal. I forgot CM Punk was flipping champion for a lot of this time, because like he hasn't done, he does like his title fights, but he's more like he's been in some tag team fights. He's done some other things like that, as to where when Seth is the champion, I don't forget that Seth's the champion. That man is Monday Night Rawlings, you know. So like I get it. But I don't know. I'm trying to think of like who then like with Drew, like how that happens with Drew McIntyre, and then who would win the Rumble to challenge him then. So I think he holds the belt for a little bit. He deserves it. He ran through and held it during COVID and got no, light.
That was unfortunate for his
Yeah.
career. That was unfortunate. So you could do what we were saying. This could be the year. Okay, maybe Jacob wins it. Jacob challenges Drew. We built to that, but we both think Jacob's not ready. You could have Randy Orton come back, win, or not Randy Orton or Kevin Owens come back, win the Rumble, and they go at Drew.
The problem with that is, though, with Kevin Owens, is Kevin Owens in a straight up match makes no sense. I think they have a pay per view match other than like a WrestleMania, and they have like a fun match with each other. But if it's Drew and Kevin, nobody believes that Kevin's going to beat Drew in a match to win the title.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think Kevin Owens is so good at the feuds and the buildups that they just don't put the titles on him like another championship belt.
But also out of respect, he doesn't need a title. He's Kevin Owens. We love him.
Yeah, but then again, when you think about Randy Orton, do you think he ever gets another title reign? He's at 17 right now, right? Yeah. What did Cena just end at?
17. They're tied.
No, Cena has the most. Cena beat Flair.
Okay, then I think Cena's at 17 and Randy's at 16.
Okay. So do they take that away from the greatest of all time and ever give Orton a belt? I mean, that's crazy.
Would you?
My thing is, I think that Randy Orton's career was just as good as Cena's. I really,
if not better.
Yeah, if not better. I loved everything about. I mean, the Legend Killer, the evolution, like everything about him. I thought he just wasn't that Vince McMahon's boy like Cena was. So I think that yes, I do believe like Randy Orton should have that. I don't think they will, especially after all like the big hubbub they just made and how long it took for somebody to break Ric Flair's. I don't know if they do that before Randy Orton's done wrestling.
That's fair, because you would have to do it, have him drop it, and then go back at it again. So that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, it's quite a bit with it. I mean, would I love to see him beat Drew? Yes, because I think Randy Orton's super dope, and I think that would be awesome to do it. But yeah, I'm trying to think about that. That's actually gonna be one that I'm going to think of for a little bit of who Drew fights at WrestleMania if he has the belt still. Because I don't see anybody taking the belt off of him anytime soon. But then who wins the Rumble and who doesn't? We should do that next week, actually. Who do you believe are going to be the at least 3 people who are going to be coming back into the Rumble, even if it's just for the one night? Because that's usually what they'll do. They'll do like somebody out of nowhere. We're like, oh shit, is he back? Nope, just one night there. Because I'm trying to.
Here's my thing. Because we both read dirt sheets, we thought Jericho was going to be at Monday Night Raw. So is Jericho in the Rumble? Probably because Jericho, but it's also because Jericho. He doesn't need to be in the Rumble because if he's in and he doesn't win to then go for the title, to me that's a waste of bringing him back. Yeah,
I absolutely agree.
So that's where that one gets dicey. But okay, I'll write it down. We'll do the top 3. We'll do. Who do we think is going to win to then challenge Drew? And then the top 3 mystery, who's going to show up that's going to make us pop? Because, sometimes they'll be like, what? That dude's still alive? But then there's ones where you're like, you dropped your soda because you were like, holy fuck.
Yeah. Okay. I know that Edge is AEW, but son of a bitch, when he came out during that Rumble, I'm like,
I was off the couch.
Wait, what? Yeah. And it's that. But then again, that goes all the way back to what I was saying before about like the storytelling and what I want to see in 2026 with how they could elevate it and they could really change it. Do that. Like bring back these like, holy crap. Robbie and I did not see that coming. And like, we love to nerd back and think of like the what ifs. That wasn't even on my radar. Like that would be sick.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'll write those down. I'll send them to you so we can start working on it.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I'm in for that.